How do you define love
It's not
languages?
just love. The way you express how you show love or how you receive it.
I think people suck at gift giving because they never take the time to learn what their person actually.
No, actually, this person told me
wants.
I should never give them gifts. Except if it's
Auntie, you bring socks and swanga sweaters.
and the thing about socks by that. I'm not in that area. If I was a guy, if I was a guy, even me, I wouldn't want to be given smanny socks, wallety, boxers. No, man. Guys are beyond that. They do too much. But also some guys are like, no, me, I just want you. Happy Friday, the Unfiltered Truth family. Yay! Welcome back for the next episode. So guys, before I start, Wilfried is here.
Hi.
I finally got him. Anyway, on this podcast, we talk about life. We dive deep into the messy, awkward, hilarious, and sometimes the heartbreaking truths of life. Are there any lies of life?
Yeah. Life is full of lies,
Yeah.
truths,
Yeah. Actually, I thought I've just thought
deceptions.
about it. So today we are talking about something very exciting.
Exciting for who? For
Love
you?
is in the air. I always see people saying love is in the air, but are you speaking your partner's language? Anyway, let us dive deep into the love languages.
How do you define love
It's
languages?
not just love language. Love languages. The way you express how you show love or how you receive it. So, yeah. What is your to-go-to love language for guilty pleasure?
I don't think I have any.
I don't think you don't have. Because there should be, I'm sure, for example, if you're in a relationship, there's a way you'd enjoy receiving that love.
Besides cooking for me, taking care of me, having sex, I don't think there's anything else.
So sex.
And knowing when to keep quiet.
Sex, bodies are rubbing, so that's touch. Cooking, she's doing something for you, so that's acts of service.
Acts of service.
So your to-go-to language is touch, acts of service. No, you're the one who tells.
I think they're shutting a bit.
They're shutting a bit.
Sometimes like
Yeah, auntie, they understand. Like, katisa no kansirike.
Simbani, this is a new term for me, like love languages.
Yeah,
I had it before, like those early years.
Yeah, I know. Okay, when they put it like love language, of course, in our African
it sounds
society,
feminine.
In our African society, it sounds like chintu cha bazungu. That's for Western culture, you know. But now when you break it down, like from the description, it's just basically how you give love to another person. May not necessarily be a partner, your friend, your sister, and then how you receive from them. So that's why I find it a bit odd when someone says they don't have, because I know by default everyone has. They just can't place what
Auntie,
to what.
they don't know.
Yeah.
They are like me, they don't know. So you need to tell us what love language is.
Yeah. So yeah, love languages are those. How you receive and then give love. Yeah. So, of course, growing up, there's a way our parents used to treat us.
But it
was tough love.
Tough love, yes.
Yeah, there's a way how they used to treat us, and there's a way and then how we would respond. So what would you say? Okay, what would you say about our childhood and upbringing, and how it has affected our love languages as adults, or our love relationships?
I think it's mostly tough love that we all grew up on. And somehow that tough love has molded us into raising softer kids. Because now we don't want to beat our kids.
Really? I'll still beat mine.
Can't go challenge with the other generation.
No, my only difference with that is going to be I actually know when to give the carrot. Okay, I love to use carrot and stick. Like I know when to beat and then when to give you the carrot. I'll not only give you the stick. That is where we are coming from, the generation of only stick. So for me, I would do carrot and stick, but I need to beat.
You need to beat. I don't think I'll ever beat my kids. Like,
but the beatings are different.
I don't see why.
The beatings are different. Could be psychological, could be physical. But of course, psychological is a bit tricky.
Yeah, I'll find ways to torture them psychologically.
But of course, psychologically, like the beating psychologically is when you speak deep, right? When that child goes back in her bedroom or his bedroom, and they're like, today, mommy said some sharp words. I think I need to style up.
Yeah, okay. But the physical one, I don't believe in.
Even with physical, it's still. But sometimes I think it's a reflex. Mothers, when you are nurturing, it's inevitable not to beat a child. Yeah,
mothers.
Not maybe beating slaps. Because you want to beat. It could be a slap. It could be, but
a knock on the head.
Like there's going to be that something physical. Because that is what makes you mommy. Like, for example, I remember how you would tell mom and you're like, mommy, where should I put this on? And she's like, put it on my head. And you're like, yo, why? So, what are some of those things how did your parents give you that love? When you were younger, how did you feel that, Bambi, my parents love me? We first define what are the different love languages.
Yes, let's first define.
Yeah, let's first, because
let's talk one by one. And towards this, acts of service. Then
like when we were beginning.
Even like downloaded. There's words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Acts of service. Physical touch. Quality time.
Yeah.
Then receiving gifts.
Yeah.
You've seen this?
No, I haven't. So usually
that is a little summary.
No. Me, I've always known them, by the way. I've always known them and growing. Actually, I remember when I first heard of love language, I was so curious to find out. But those days, not doing smartphones, we didn't have internet either. Like area, so you would wait when you go to like those cafes or something and check and check. Google.
When was this? When did you first?
I must have been like high school somewhere, interneting it and but in those cafes, I don't know what year it was, but during that era but I know I was in high school because there's the other person who wrote me that sheet of I'm going to rescue them from the ocean of love. So when they wrote me that thing and I felt certain weird things, so someone was like, I think your love language is like those beautiful wordings and what I'm like, what is love language?
I went all the love languages the same.
The love languages?
Yeah.
No, they are different.
Because I like to believe all men have the same desires I have. So they would interpret their love language as being the same as mine.
Because the love languages, evolve. Like what you could have begun with a certain love language when you're younger, and then it evolves based on the season in which you're in, and then your needs. So these days, we've also like it's no longer boxed. Like at the beginning of that thingy of the episode. In our traditional cultures, it was not their love language, but it like physically defined, printed their love language. But somehow when you look at what these different love languages are, you found that men were more of acts of service, because as long as he committed to do something, he buys food, he pays the school fees and does all those physical things that help to relieve the woman's burden. That is acts of service, which is a love language. That's why I was telling you, it's impossible for one not to have a love language. Even the sexual intercourse is a love language because it's touch, So touch, there is physical intimacy. And then there are those things like hugs. I know you've hugged people, so that's like a love language.
Yeah, I used to hug.
It's you understanding, like, what is this person more attuned to? Because you might hug someone who is uncomfortable with touch. So if you see how they express or something, then you know, I'm not really comfortable.
Is this
even just encouraging someone? That's words of affirmation. Like when someone tells you, when I no, when you go to your boy. I know buzibu nakubulira nobako kyomu counseling. That's words of affirmation. So in that moment, you're showing that person love by giving them those comforting words, those soothing words. There could be, if it's like a partner, I love you because like you're trying to be appreciative. You know, mukwano webale kufumba kamera emyaka esatu webale bichi like something like that. So it's now you to understand that particular person. It could be a friend, a family member, a partner, what they are tuned to, such. You show them love in that language they know. But of course, psychology says if you by default, you show people love based of your own love language, until when eventually maybe you evolve and adapt to different people's love languages. So that's why I was asking you back to the other question. How did you know that my parents are showing me love? Like, what are some of the things that made you feel like, Bambi Banjagala? Even sometimes as siblings, we're like, I know my daddy loves me more than so and so. Okay, we just assume, but I know they love us all the same.
One of the ways I was very sure they loved me was the discipline. They used to discipline us. So that's a way of showing love to me. Like they care so much, they're going to discipline you and try to
go through the right path.
Then the other, of course, was provisioning, taking care of the basic needs. You have food, you have shelter, you have clothing. You go to school, there's an education. I never received any words of affirmation.
Okay.
Yeah. Physical touch? No. I think I've only like touched my mom. Like physical touch, hugging. My dad, I think the most the most we've ever was like hand holding. Maybe when I was little. Which is also
physical touch.
When I was little, maybe there was that, because I don't remember those things. But when I grew up, I don't remember like hugging my dad.
No, even
like
over
that.
the years until when you left, it could even still be now. Like, yeah.
Then there's that thing people have, like people like my friends when we talk. Then we're like, do you hug your dad, or do you ever hug your dad? Like, why would I hug my dad? But quality time that I had lots of quality time with my dad.
Oh, that's nice.
Those 0 to 8 years we spoke of in those previous episodes. Yeah, there was very quality time there. Receiving gifts, yes. On birthdays, they used to give us gifts, even if it was just like a small cake or something. Remember receiving a piano. Sometimes the receiving gifts was due to your academic excellence.
Yeah.
When you perform very well, then you receive some gifts. So yeah, I think the only thing we missed was the words of affirmation.
So when they showed you all those things, you felt like, oh my God, my parents love me.
I didn't feel. I think it was like subconscious. I was like, yeah.
So do you think you also did some things in return of like reciprocating love for them as your parents, based of what they were, the love they were also
reciprocating? Yeah, I tried to follow whatever they told me. Although there was like room to rebel, so I could like skip curfew, do something they didn't tell me to do. Then that's when they used to cane us, of course. Then there was the burden of performance, like academic performance. So like I don't want to fail my dad or something like that.
Yeah.
But then when I grew up, that kind of faded. I was like, what? Like I was not as concerned. Like when I am on the cake.
So you stopped expressing your love to them.
Yeah, I was like,
but do they still express their love to you?
Yeah.
So how is it like now? Now that you're old, actually, how is their expression of love to you?
Well, if I go through the same list again, words of affirmation, that's Jaulam. Acts of service.
Hey.
Yeah, they do things for us. Sometimes mom comes with food at home, like sacks of rice and cooking all those things.
That's good.
Sometimes dad, I think, kwayo, the day. Physical touch. It's been long. Last time I hugged my mom was 2 years ago, Christmas Eve.
It was Mother's Day the other day.
Quality time? Nah, there's no quality time now.
There's not quality time.
That kind of ended.
Yeah.
Receiving gifts? Nope.
Well, that's good. At least they expressed. I see almost all the love languages. Well, for me, I think growing up, all the 5 love languages, I experienced them, and I think I still do, because I remember my dad, like he would shower me with praises. Even my mother, by the way, although my mother, coming from that generation of puts the thinking on my head, she first beats you, which is good, because I know every parent who takes the time to like discipline their child and be hard on them, they're coming from a place of love. They do not want you to go off the track and then you suffer and then you're like, I wish they were harder on me. So for her, she would do that. But then also I know she would buy me gifts when I performed well, when I have done something well. And my father would also buy me gifts every time, because it was a default. Every time he would come, buy me gifts, and then spend time with me in the bedroom, bedtime stories. Oh my goodness. Like, I just don't know why my mom never learned that.
He used to read you stories.
My father read me, actually, in my household, we are Christian. So we never watched any other cartoons except for Moses, Burning Bush, then some Bible story book for children. So he would read me that book like every day. The same stories, year in, year out, felt new every other time, because he would like spice it up or something. And then we hugged a lot, like, just know we hugged a lot. Yeah. And then he would, he did for me things. I loved people to do for me things. Like, he would do for me things. Or if he's not doing the things, he would ask someone to do for me.
Like, what things did he do?
Like, sometimes when my mother was unwell, he actually bathed me. He washed my uniforms. He cooked for me. Like, he fed me, because for as long as my mom was okay, she's the one who used to do most of that. So for me, it felt good. And then we started being in habit of, we wanted daddy to cook for us, because he used to cook for us every weekend, mostly Sundays when he's around. So yeah, we just had a great time. And then for me, I remember, because I love hard and I love too much, I'll tell my mommy on days when she's not very tough, and I'm like, the other day,
this love is like sibling love, or like
these
intimate?
are my parents.
Your parents. Okay.
Yeah. But even for intimate people, actually my love is almost the same, but I'll speak into it. So I remember one time, they used to give us money and I would keep it. I had a mattress that had a Macintosh, and I used to pee on bed. So that Macintosh, which had like a zipper.
Macintosh, what's that?
Akaveera kebateka ku mufaliso. Yeah. So it had a zipper. So I would keep there my coins. So one time I remember mom was like, never sent to Zimala. But you know how parents are. They can be saying sent to Zimala, but she has like 20K. But maybe Tezimala, because they wanted to buy ABCD foods, now they are limited to certain kind of foods. Because for us, we used to have like, of course, a time when my dad was around, we used to do like some meat. Or why should be protein? What? Because all I know is you could have like 2 different meats, and then meat sauce. And then like either beans or something, but it was mandatory to have like 2 dishes. I don't know why. Anyway, I think that was the policy of the home. I don't know, because I was young when I used to just eat, but of course you'd be observing. So I remember getting out my camera. It was like 12K. So I went and told her, Mommy, you get some money, but you're going to pay me, because even last time you took my money from Auntie. She's like, hey, I'll pay you. Hey, you're such a wonderful girl. So now we are going to add on and buy something. So that's when now you sneak in your sweet request, because they were hard on, don't take sweets. You're like, so can I buy sweet? I told you not to take sweets. Anyway, only just today. So yeah. So I remember like also doing that, but then also I enjoyed cleaning my parents' bedroom. Like, I felt like they do all these things for me. Like, I'm in the house literally eating or reading. I don't do chores, because I didn't grow up doing much chores. So at least the only chore I would do is like clean up the bedroom, tidy it, change it. Like, put the clothes a certain way. So every time my dad would be back and he's like, this must be Sandra. So he's like, Mukaide, where are you? Like, yeah. And
then he gave you something as a reward.
No, he would just reward me with praises. Like, yeah. And then I love the way he spoke so highly of me. My mother doesn't speak so highly of me when I'm here, but when she's like with other people, like, I think mothers, but of course that time as a child, and maybe I would do those things. But then also, Bambi, my mom, like, when I'm going through like a stressful time or a hard time, like she'll pray for you. She'll send you like comforting words. And then lately we like, because sometimes I don't really go home all the time, we speak on the phone. Yeah, we speak on the phone. And then when you visit, I think these days she loves quality time. I think even then, it's just that when you're younger, you don't really think it's quality time because we used to hang out a lot and she'd be like, mutule wano, msoke mtule wano, ngati munagera twankatuka, mwagala kuduka, msoke mtule wano, tunyumie madachika biri mugende. But of course, children, wana wa miaka msanvu, mugenda kujumiachi. But I think that was like quality time. But then also, amongst my parents, oh my goodness, like I would see them, they are exchanging their love languages, because I would see how my mom would like sort of, those boo scissors. I don't know where she had learned to thingy hair, but she would first play in my father's hair, cut it. Of course, eventually he would go to the salon, but I think it was like their way of bonding, and then she enjoyed chopping his nails. But the toenails, like ngamukute chigere, we had a chistone.
I enjoy clipping my nails as well.
Yeah, so she would go and clip.
Not me, the other. Doing it for me.
Yeah. Does she do it for you?
Yeah, all the time.
So I was like, wow, even when I grow up, that's why I think there's a friend of mine who told me the problem is, Sandra, you're looking for someone to love you, like how your father loved you. Like that love of.
Usually that's how it's supposed to be.
Because I'd be like, man, for me, if you're not doing all those things, because I'm fine if you do one or the other, I'm really fine with it. Like, I can be happy if you give me a gift. Like, I don't be like, but you just need to know when to tap into which one.
So how does someone know that?
Yeah, like for instance, okay, the one which I go slow on first, unless if we are close like that, like hugs, physical touch, we first go slow. But then I realized, like my friends, if I'm comfortable with you, I'll hug you. But even if you're my friend and I'm not comfortable with you, I'll not hug you. Yeah, so my parents used to show themselves love like that. Nengabe one, and then they would play games together. So I think that was like their quality time. They would play games together. They would hang out, which was nice. So me, in a relationship, I offer words of affirmation.
Like which ones?
Like I appreciate the person for being there, like loving me. Like sometimes I can wake up and I'm like, hey, you didn't have to love me, by the way, but you loved me. Like you're there, you show up. Like
this is verbal.
Yeah, I tell you verbally. I even send you texts. Actually, I'm those people. I have stick pads. I can write it and leave it somewhere.
I like the sticky notes.
Yeah, so I usually leave it. One time I drew a heart and I was like, forever me and you. Like, I was like, you make me seem like you're in he feels like he's in high school because of the things I've been doing. Like, yeah. And then I love quality time. Like for me, even if we are just there and he's just working on his computer, I want to sit here, like not far away. I just want to sit here while he's busy and I'm happy and comfortable and I feel safe that anyone. Because for me, if I'm there bonding with you, or sometimes we play games, but bampangula nyo. So I stopped playing that games because I lose. And when for him it's serious, my mind is wandering, it's elsewhere. So I guess that's why I lose, yeah. I think that I've tried almost the others, but I haven't given gifts. I haven't given him a gift. Actually, just occurred to me, I've never given him a gift.
You've never?
Maybe I'll give him a gift.
But he's given you plenty of times.
Oh yeah, when he travels, he gives me gifts. Even this watch, by the way. He gave it to me, and I remember I loved it so much. Like I first kept it. So there was a time when we were having, I don't know if it was a fight or something, but we were having a silent. I don't know what it was, but we're just quiet. No one was talking to the other, and it hit me. I miss him. So I started wearing this watch every day, whether it works, whether it doesn't work. Like I wear it every day, and he buys me perfumes. He buys me lingeries. Yeah, I think
So you were in
he's
the
really.
same house and you,
I think
you
he's
still
really.
missed each other.
No, we weren't in the same house. Yeah, we weren't in the same house. That time when we weren't speaking, we weren't in the same house. But even now, we're not in the same house. So yeah,
These love languages. Like when you start explaining them, I can see how I do those things and how
yeah, how the other person. So what is
Yeah.
it like in the relationship?
But in the relationship, I think it's a bit tricky because I think there's a certain dynamic that needs to exist before that love language thing.
Like which dynamic?
Like there has to be some polarity of who is the leader and who is submitting, who is leading the relationship, in other words. When that is established and the man is leading and of course the woman is complementing, then I think that's when the love languages thrive.
Oh, really? I think they can still thrive.
I don't think so. Because I think what I'm trying to say is the love languages are a byproduct of something else.
Before human beings, we are relational. So when you're relating, you're going to have an expectation. You're going to have a perception of something. Or you're going to have like all these things there, which actually make you human. But first, for starters, psychologically, there are psychological needs for people. Like you want to be valued. Like innately, those things are going to be there. Okay? They're going to be there, and the love languages will be there. But just because now we are now blowing it up, amplifying it, and putting it love language.
You're labeling it.
But they are, we are putting a label to it. But they already exist even before you come together. You as man and woman, they already exist even before you come together. So coming together is just you bringing the love that you have experienced somewhere and sharing it with this person.
Okay. I think I know my problem. My problem is the word love languages.
Yeah. No, we can speak without without putting an eye on it, if that works. So they say attachment styles sort of affect or contribute to the development of a love language. Do you know the attachment styles?
No. Define attachment styles.
Okay, attachment style, it's something in psychology. It comes from attachment theory. Attachment theory was developed to like see how infants bonded with their caregivers. In this case, a caregiver can be a person who's taking care of you, either your parent, guardian, or something, or even a partner, if you are in a relationship. So for them, those guys, there was a psychologist, she's called Mary Ainsworth. And then some psychiatrist was called John, or some other name, I don't know it. So these two came together and they came up with that theory. So they did even an experiment whereby they would get a child. And so this caregiver is going, because remember, children, their needs are like care, support, attention, those small things. So this caregiver was supposed to give this child, the infant, those things, the care, support, attention. And then they would see how the child responded to this caregiver when they were together And then also see the response when they are separated. So that's where attachment now comes in. Because now if there's a child and every time she comes to me, maybe let me say me, the mom, I give it a boob, it soothes it, it makes it keep quiet and she feels comfortable. Yeah. Then when I'm aware there is no boob, they're going to be fussy and crying and all those things. So you realize that every time they come to me, they are calm. Then when they're aware, they are fussy. So they have gotten attached to me. But are they attached to because I'm always available or because I'm away? So that's where the birth, of course, that I think there are like 4 attachment styles. There are those who are secure. Now, a secure person is going to be like this baby. When I give it the boob, whatever love thing I give it, like I give it time, I touch it, I speak into it, it appreciates it, and it feels comfortable. Like that child will always be like, this person is reliable. This person is like if you're consistent. But then now there are cases whereby maybe let us say the mother or died, and then one moment the child is with the grandmother or with the aunties. The care is not consistent. Yeah? The care is not, sometimes it is tough. Sometimes it is sweet. They call it bittersweet. Like it's on and off. So you find that you shall get people who are like, they are fearful, preoccupied attachment style. That one, the caregiver is inconsistent. Then there is a dismissive, avoidant. Oyoye, Dina love. Like no one ever showed them love at all. So they feel like if you come close to those people, they feel like obazakachi. They'll always they'll always be distant. And then they'll feel like you're after something. Yeah, dismissive, avoidant. They'll feel like there's something you're after. In fact, those people don't want attachment. As much as they crave for this closeness, the woman is struggling or the man is struggling, and they're like, my partner is unavailable. Like they're there, those ones, they're very dismissive. Even the way they show their love, they would rather give you something which doesn't like put emotions into it. Like, you want to go to the market? Let me buy you that chuck one. Bring it and then again. Yet, in a secure person, like they will do it for you. They will do all the 5 love languages. Then there's the fearful, preoccupied ones whose caregiver was a bit inconsistent. Those ones, they need to be reassured too much because they don't know when you are going to show up and when you're not going to show up. So those ones, most of the times you find that you need to reassure them, like words of affirmation. I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, even if you didn't tell her, if you told her now, in the next 3 hours, you still need to tell them, oh, I love you. You're the best thing that happened to me. So there's constant reassurance. And then when they find someone who constantly reassures them, they cling on you. You know those guys. Have you ever heard of people who be like, my God, that person is very clingy. I don't want that woman or that
like
man.
clingy women.
But clingy need that. You first establish one. See, what is the root cause? Because
I like clingy women because I'm a very distant person. So
you're very distant.
Because if I'm distant and you're distant, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I need people who.
But I think you can sort of. So shortly, briefly, like those are some of the attachment styles. So anyway, so do you think the way, of course, psychology says the first love language is developed at that point?
Infant.
No, at that point, yeah, at infants, during that, yeah. Okay, after this attachment style that you have gotten, that's where your first love language will come from. Katigui. Where your parents say this.
I think I'm in the secure category. If there is,
yeah, we have secure, dismissive, avoidant, fearful, preoccupied. Then I think a fearful avoidant. The fearful avoidant. Togwayo. Musecure.
Ndi musecure.
Musecure, auntie. Only secure.
I'm a very secure person.
No, secure person. Words of affirmation tewazifuna.
I didn't get them.
So that is why it's hard for you to express words of affirmation. But you express touch, hugs. No.
I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why, because...
No, I'm just trying to make sense. Yeah, because
I do it just not as often. Because
no,
I write
fine.
small letters sometimes.
Yeah. No, but it's still
do
okay.
I think I do.
I am going to hunt her down and ask her. So we grew up, of course, in families, whether it was your own family or different families. What role does do families play in regards to our love languages?
What role?
Or how do they affect our expression of love and reception? For instance, I will say, let me start with that. Like there are families that have healthy families, healthy families whereby the boundaries are like very clear. You can talk about something openly and discuss it without feeling certain things. Like for instance, there are families where we've grown up. Our parents, of course, come and spank us, but spank us from a place of love. So we are going to feel secure in a way that we find that it's okay to maybe do acts of service, do for someone something, or touch them, or just hear them out, or just give them a small something. So when you grow up in a home like that, even you, like natural by default, you're going to know that's how a home runs. That's how a home should be, or that's how people should behave in a home. So when you also move away and get your own home, you find that you're going to practice almost that same thing that was home. But if you grow up in a home, like there are families that are like disengaged, but yeah, like they are disorganized. People
scream at
behave,
each other.
people behave the way they behave. Someone in that home will never hear a word of affirmation. They will never be touched by their father. You're a boy. What do you want me that you want me to touch you? Someone will never see someone hug them or even comfort them or something. So even that person, when they leave, they are going to transfer that love that they experience in their home into their new homes. Then katogo. They're intertwined. I think it's a word like they're intertwined. You're overly into each other's business. Like if a man-in-law, okay, let me say this: I am mother-in-law, and you're my son-in-law. It doesn't stop me from coming into your bedroom and talking to you and telling you something. So, like you see, there are no boundaries. So even someone who has grown up in such a home, when they also go somewhere else, they will behave like that. So I think they also low-key affect how we express and receive love. And it will be hard for that person. This is a personal matter. Let me first have a discussion with so-and-so, then I can involve you. Because for them, in their world where they're coming from, everything is there in the open. You just enter and come out the way you want. So how, for you, what would be your take on that, the families? How do you think they affect how we express our love or something?
Yeah,
in your own perspective.
I do. I was trying to look for examples to give. I don't know if this is relevant, but there's one time Mom used to bake windows. I don't know what they call them in English.
We shall call them donuts to sound classy. But of course, windows is the word because that's the era we grew.
In French, they are beignets.
Beignets. We shall call them. We shall call them beignets.
I don't think it's beignets. Beignet is French for windows. So she used to bake those, and of course, like she knew we loved them. So one time I used to know where she kept the stock. So one time I go and pick because it was accessible. So I pick. Then then she was like, okay, I was stealing. I didn't pick. I was stealing. So yeah, she found out. Then to punish me, she locked me in their bedroom. With the bowl of the beignet. Then I began crying because I could not finish. Of course, I ate some, but I was like, I can't finish this. So I cried and begged for her to release me to go out and play or something. So that kind of corrected me in a way that, okay, now I need to ask Mom, Diego, because I know if they catch me, they're going to lock me in a room and pay the entire thing. which I can't finish, of course. So there was that, and that kind of shaped me in that always ask for things if you need. Then there's one time dad used to send me, because I was the fastest sibling, like I could run to markets, come back in a very short time. So he used to send me. And one time he sent me and I did not return the balance. So he called me like, he spoke, of course, in Swahili and French, those things. I can't like speak verbatim of, I'm just going to paraphrase. So he calls me, then he's like, balance wangaliwa. Balance in chamwina. So he was like, next time I send you, always return my balance. I was like, why? Next time. But so from then on, when he used to send me, I could even bring receipts. That you'll have a receipt, Want to me, no balance. So I think it does affect you, but it has to happen at that age where the child is moldable. Yeah.
So which makes me wonder, so do you think parents play a role in this expression of in the development of expression
parents
of love?
Or the immediate guardians? Yeah, they do, because the kids, of course, are going to look up to
because they're like the models.
The models
they
are
are
going to
first
follow.
models.
There's a very nice quote I like saying. It goes, in the son, the sins of the father are laid bare.
Oh yeah, even last time I saw you posting.
Yeah, I like that quote. Yeah.
So how would, and you fear the word, how would expression and reception of love affect one's mental health? Of course, in regards to the other things that we described of that word that you fear, the love language, and overall well-being.
How would it affect the mental health?
How would they have an effect on mental health?
I think, of course, if you don't receive love the way you're used to receiving love. By the way, what about these women who their way of receiving love is being tortured or being beaten?
Those ones.
By their...
there are also, there's one time I was reading something and they said there are those people who do not necessarily follow these specified love languages that were discovered. I think that guy is called Chapman or something.
Gary Chapman.
Yes. That were discovered by that researcher. But they have other ways of which they express their love. So maybe that one falls in the other. I think, but of course, violence is, for me, I'm never for violence.
Watankuba abatanjagala.
Like
they need to be okay.
But if that's their way of reception of love, then they should. But please don't be violent.
So I was my train of thought was, of course, if you don't receive love the way you're used to receiving it or the way you want to receive it, it's going to affect you mentally. Yes. So,
I think it would have both positive and negative.
Positive?
No, like the impacts on mental health can be positive or negative. Of course, like that one, it's a negative one. But then also I would believe you are going to be in a chronic cycle of stress. Because imagine, for you, you're not a words of affirmation. I'm just giving an example. You're not a words of affirmation person.
But I'll give them,
and then maybe there is me who wants words of affirmation. So even if you do for me acts of service or physical touch or give me a gift, like I'll be like, all these things are wonderful, but you don't have that, but you don't love me. So I'll be constantly stressed. For example, there's a friend of mine. Her husband is an acts of service person. He even cooks, washes for her, like even the private garments, like does everything in the house. But her love language, hi Ravina, her love language is quality time. So even if the guy does all these things and doesn't spend time at home she feels like she's not being loved enough, like she's not being tamulaba, like she doesn't feel like he's doing something. So that is why I was saying, if you're not loved in that way you wish to be loved, you will have, it will have an impact on your mental health. So you'll be stressed. In the long run, you're depressed. But if you're loved like in the right way, which is the positive side, there's going to be a lot of love, much connection. You're going to be even more intimate. You want to, be involved. But the other side, you'll be having conflicts. So I think, so do you think it's, what did I want to say? Do you think it's important for like couples now, now we are speaking in couple line, for couples to like evolve their love languages, like from what was primarily yours? For example, if yours is like acts of service, but then your other person is maybe words of affirmation, do you think it's okay to evolve?
Evolve your own, like kind of blend the two?
Because you want
meet
like
each other halfway?
like evolve and be able to make
recognize.
because I'm stemming from that negative impact of love languages on the mental health. So because we said negatively to impact them, because if you're not loved right, you feel a certain way. There will be conflict, you'll be stressed, there will be depression and all those things. So do you think it's okay or it's wise for partners to evolve their languages?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. My thinking is eventually you have to know your person. Like how do they show their love, and expect that from them, not how you want to receive it. So in a way you're what's that word? Compromising. And accepting how they give their love, and that's what I would say. That's evolving to me.
Even me, I think it would be good to evolve such that, because remember, if you don't evolve and you constantly stay in your love language that from wherever you are coming from, there's going to be conflict. And I don't think I would want to be in a relationship that has full-time conflict over small things. But then also, I think also my other thing would be is evolving is good, but then also give like be understanding, like the other person or both parties to be understanding with each other and know that since this one is not innately their love language, we need to give them time to like learn. It's like a skill, I think. Like you learn what your person wants. Try to unlearn what you know and learn what this person wants. And then also learning is not like a one-day thing. Sometimes they may forget to give you the words of affirmation and still do acts of service, which is fine. But then I think you give them grace, would be like the word, to like meet you there as you also meet them wherever they are.
I agree. And Kati, we are in some other context that so I'm agreeing. But like in my hindbrain, like I'm thinking there's deeper things that will either break or grow, nurture the love you to have with each other. So when we're together, it makes sense. Like eventually you're going to have to learn your person, learn to see why the gamble, action.
Or I think, or the other thing would be you do experiment all the ways and then see what makes them happy and lights up. Even that, I think that would work.
That works as well.
First buy a gift and the person keeps quiet. Now
so in what context should these love languages be valid?
Across relationships, family.
Like when we are talking about love languages, are we talking about intimate or
both
across?
Like because intimacy falls under touch. ujukali nga tuchawayamu nakugambye nti neyo even sexual intercourse your bodies are going to come together and rub. That's touch. So it's still a love language, but of course you're not going to apply certain love languages in certain spaces like
actually this
sibling space.
This is assuming people believe in love.
Believe in love.
Hey.
Yeah,
there's people like me who are like
you don't believe in love.
No.
Oh my goodness, I love love.
So today more your space.
Marshmallow me. Yeah. So what do you believe in, by the way?
Totally nothing.
No,
I believe in, okay, I know they believe in whatever concept of love they have. So I believe in that. But in Zenganze, there's nothing.
So what's your love concept?
My concept of love?
What is it like?
I think it's caring for your people. I was going to say for the people you love. Caring for your people and basic things like giving them no pain.
And what do you think their concept of love is?
Theirs.
Because I'm lost, because I'm saying that is still love. So
okay, let's first define love. I don't think I can define love. Love to me, back in the day, love to me used to mean someone you would die for. But even now, I would still say, I wouldn't say, because I don't want to die for people. I don't want to die for anyone. So when I look at my life, I'm like, do I really love this person, or do I adore them? Am I very fond of them? Do I like them too much? But I don't like using the word love because I think people misuse it so much. So back in the day, my definition of love used to be, are you willing to die for this person? And now it has changed. I haven't defined it yet, but it's not, are you willing to die for this person? Because I don't want to. But I think if I was in that situation, I instinctivly might like jump in front of
like a child. By the way, you never know what children will evoke in you.
I think I intellectualize it so much, so I'm not so much into my feelings. So I like it's up here. Everything is like, my definition of love is fondness. If I'm very fond of you, then okay, then you could say I love you.
You may not necessarily die for them, but you'll go over
I don't want
like
to die
you'll go
for
over and beyond.
But I might, because I don't know. Yeah. I've never been in the situation
go over
where
and beyond.
Yeah.
Let's wait. We shall try. We shall test
try.
it with the child. When the baby arrives.
How would you define love?
My concept of love. Okay, me, I've always envisioned love as, okay, when I was younger, of course, when you're younger, there's a weird love definition that you have. As long as anyone made me feel excited a certain way, I felt like they loved me. It took me a while to realize that my mother loved me because she was more of nurturing, disciplining, and all those things. So while my father, on the other hand, I could actually know that he loves me because I would get those woo things that I don't know how to call them. I don't want to say butterflies, but there's a way I would be very excited and very happy within me. And I'm like, oh my God, he loves me. So even just seeing them, that's how strange I am. Like even just seeing them, I would be happy and I would feel like I am a cow.
But that is your parents. I mean,
but then now
people you don't know.
These people I don't know.
Yeah, how would you define love?
I would never say. I don't think I have said to someone I love you. I think I use the word like. But there might be someone who could qualify. I don't want to oversay it. Anyway, there might be someone who could qualify for I love you because of the way they make me feel?
Mm.
For starters, I am marshmallow. The other day I was telling my sister that when I'm before this person, like, okay, it's not like I am unable to do things, but I feel like, why would I? Like, this is the way they make me feel, and I'm like short of words. I just want them to like talk and go on and lead. Like for this one time, or for the very first time, I actually believed in headship of a man.
The very first time.
Except for my father. My father will always be my first love. For the very first time, I believed in headship of a man, because this person, when they came into my life,
They were more like your dad.
they did things I felt like they were more, okay, I could say, for lack of a better word, they are like my father, because my father used to do for me things like they give me those, they hug me, they tell me all these wonderful things. Like, we talk and I'm not worried. Like, acts of service, top notch. I'm not worried. Like, I can be in any situation. I may not always go to them for any, like, all the time, but if I know, like, I'm now on the wall, pressed against the wall, I'm in this situation, they are mine to go to person, like first person I talk to. Even if they don't help me with that thing, but the fact that they talk to me a certain way, I feel like, wow, I'm now good to go, and I'm no longer stressed out with that thing. So for me, I think it's in the way the things you do and how they make me feel. I don't know that car thing. I don't want to say butterflies because I don't know what butterflies are, but that car thing is why I feel like I'm excited. I can't talk. That's a constant state I am in all the time. In that, even when we have like a disagreement, I feel terrible when they go silent on me. Like that time, they were silent, and I'm like, but still, because I know the way they talk to me, they don't yell, they don't do nothing. I am comfortable going back to them and asking if we could have a discussion or something. So that's why I want to love them in the way they know, in the way they're happy to be loved.
So this love languages thing, is it a product of westernization?
Yeah, like I said, I think somewhere, the Western culture, Western culture is one which has put a label to all these things that we are talking about, the touch and all those things. So yeah, I could say it's from the West into our African cultures, whereby we do not have labels, which will make me actually ask, what are those cultural attachments, or our cultural attachments, or what diversification, like the diverse ways of expressing the love culturally, because now clearly we have a traditional man here.
I'm far from traditional. I'm not a traditional man.
Traditional should be something that gives you sense of pride.
I'm a modern man.
Of course, a modern man.
I have adapted to the
modernity,
to the modern world. Yes.
Okay. So yeah,
Culture.
Your culture.
I don't know too much about culture. I'm a child of the suburbs, so.
But I think African traditional society, people used to come together, like those big cultures. So I think they're aware of course, I don't think they would believe in love language per se. But I know there are things they would do, or there are things that they would do as expression of love. Like in my village, when my grandmother told me when she was, I think, going to get married or something. I even laugh when she was going to get married. I think she must have been like 12 or 10 or 13. Because she got married very young. Those early marriages. Yeah. So she told me that the way, like coming from this home, going into another home, the sign that showed that this family is in harmony with these people, they love them and they're very excited and they're willing to give them their child, they would do something on their daughter as a sign of love into this family. You get?
What would they do?
So they would remove this front.
The front tooth.
Yeah. So because I used to be like, because she in my language, we call our grandmothers Imat. So I'll be like, Imat, how come you don't have teeth here? So that's when she told me that story. So now that we are talking about love languages and the diverse expressions of love, I was like, oh, okay, I remember. I remembered my grandmother. Yeah, so that was like one of the ways of how they express their loves. But then also, I know there are cultures that do rituals, festivities. What are there any in Congo?
I believe they are. I just don't know. I don't
Or
know.
have you observed any cultures or got an opportunity to go to like one of the festivals or something?
No, the closest I had of a cultural experience was when my sister was getting married. Otherwise, no.
Were there any love expressions between the families?
Well, she got married to a Muganda, so there was a mix of cultures.
Okay. So yeah,
I don't know what they did. I was in the other room because Bako, like you don't see them. So I don't know what they did.
Oh, but then I read somewhere where they said some cultures express their love or receive love by having like shared when they like if they experience adversity. Like it's not about one family experiencing adversity. All of you must experience that person's adversity, like go through those hard times.
In Buganda, like I had a story when bagenda back kuchala. Like the entire community contributes. Like they come on a wayente, the other ones bring like matoke. So it's like a communal thing. So every time there's a kuchala, they come together and so when I heard the story that when they now modernize the things, like people contribute from, okay, they modernized everything. So there's no longer that communal sense. Now people are like, hey, you're ginda, yeah. Like they don't feel involved.
Yeah, because they're no longer doing things that bind them together. Yeah. So I think our African cultures are like that. It's just that we've grown up in the center here. I think we don't see it a lot. Yeah. Okay. So for you, without using that big word, what are some of the ways you would express, you believe are signs of expression of love to like your partner?
Me expressing.
Yeah,
me expressing my love.
To your partner, to your friends, to, I don't know.
No, that's different. Partner and friend are different. I behave differently.
Partner is also your family, right? Like I'm a bit confused. Why do we say family, friends, and spouse and wife? Are they your family as well?
Baba,
but there's something that just hit me recently. I'm like,
Baba, because they live sometimes. So you can't really count them
as family.
Yeah, because your child can't live. He's your child, like ogenda, but the wife can, up and live. So they cease to be. Yeah, that's why they call them. So I'm going to stick to the
other ways, or there can be strategies of how you control like anything.
Oof, I'm just going to share how I share how I express my love. My love.
Okay, you're like
my fondness. Wow. Being intimate is a very strong one. There's a quote I read in a very good book that says, "Sex is the glue that holds relationships together." So when you stop having sex, like the countdown begins. Like this thing is going to just fall apart.
But now, I think about long distance.
And it's now falling apart. Start counting. Once you stop having sex, things change.
Long distance, close range.
Hey, start counting. So that kind of intimacy.
Yeah.
Then the non-sexual one, of course, of hugging, you cuddle. Like when you're watching a movie, like or you just like Sika, like Django, she either lies on the sleeps on your laps or like sometimes we used to, but not anymore. I think people got busy. We used to take like aimless walks. I'll be like, let's go and take a walk. We go and take a walk, and then start planning future plans. Showering together is a good one. Which other one? How do I? I'm trying Zimuzisika. See msajja mukambwe, I think. Yeah, I'm a very chill dude. So like
tujja kubuuzaako recipient.
Yeah, moja kubuuza. So I think I have a very nonchalant attitude. Like, say if like there are some serious things that I just don't take too seriously. Unless it's like life or death, then I'm like, hey, we need to tackle this thing. So I'm not a control freak. Expressing love. I'm trying.
Do you buy flowers?
Once.
What?
Yeah.
Yay.
The flowers thing, I think the flowers thing, I think the girls expect flowers from the men they like. It's not something you use to buy someone's affection. So kati nganze way but I can get the flowers, but it's not like every once in a while you surprise her with something. Why not just make a flower from nowhere, then you like put it on. Know that. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's basically me. I'm a very boring person. So.
No, but I see there's quality time there.
Oh yeah,
There
lots of
is
quality
acts
time.
of service. There is touch. Touch is even all over the world.
Oh yes.
Touch is all over.
Yes, everywhere.
Yeah.
Video and then some. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
the words of affirmation, that's where I fall short because I'm like,
clearly we shall forgive you, Commander. No one spoke. No one told you the words of affirmation.
Yeah, they never told me when I was young. So to me, it's not something I.
Yeah. I think for me, like romantic relationship, currently I am doing most of words of affirmation. I think because it's a season that's available now. But
because it's the season.
Yeah. Like in a season of our lives. Like that's the most important need right now. Because if someone is stressed out or something, your gift may mean nothing. But if I first do some reassurance or comforting words, supportive words, then my gift can make sense. So yeah, words of affirmation is what's top on the list currently, and quality time occasionally. Quality time occasionally because to the long distance, more close range.
Actually, I was like wondering why isn't sex like, because men are very sexual beings, like.
To the long distance in close range.
Why
anyway.
is words of affirmation? Okay.
But these days, media has actually improved things. Like all these love languages, you can decode them down to media and fit in.
The other one is too physical.
I hold hands if I'm doing that. Anyway, currently I am, basically words of affirmation, acts of service. For instance, the person may need help with this or picking that or that. I can also do. Yeah. Haven't yet given a gift, by the way. But 3 days ago, I saw a very nice quote. So probably I was thinking I could try getting a gift. That my biggest challenge with gifts with partners is you might give the person a gift jayagala and
yeah, I don't like gifts.
So I never give gifts. So I never give gifts because the gift they might want may be you. Like, I'm the gift. So yeah. But I am the gift.
I think people suck at gift giving because they never take the time to learn what their person actually
No, actually, this person told me
wants.
I should never give them gifts.
Mm.
Except if it's
Auntie, you bring socks and Swanga sweaters.
and the cigarette socks by that. I'm not in that area. If I was a guy, if I was a guy, even me, I wouldn't want to be given smanny socks, wallet, boxers. No, man. Guys are beyond that. They do too much. But also some guys are like, no, me, I just want you. You come, I unwrap you, and yeah, it goes down. Yeah. So I think I'll be the gift. Anyway, so yeah. I think those are some of the ways we express our love. So wainaituraga okubuuza nga tetunaggalawo
About love languages.
about receiving an expression love. And you said you don't want to ekigambo love languages is too big. But the whole concept is how you receive and give love. So something that maybe oba take away as we wind up.
Any takeaways? The only takeaway I have is a belief. I believe to have a very positive experience with these love languages, there are some things that first need to be in place. The foundation has to be laid. And this foundation is going to be based or has to be based on genuine desire. So the girl has to like the guy too much. Before you even get into the love languages, the list of Swanga, those ones. So there has to be that kind of energy. Yeah, because that's what I feed off of. So if there wasn't that kind of this guy, the man feels like this girl likes me too much, I would be like I would be so distant. Like anything she does, I'm like, but because I know there's that strong attraction. So I'm like, I'm also kind of
inclined to like
let me write a small letter. Do this, hold hands. So that's where my mental model is at. Like there has to be first
foundation.
The very strong desire.
But I want to believe usually the girls like the boys so much.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way.
No, I want the boy to
much.
Like me too much, but you find that listen.
No.
At what it is it would be good for a woman, it would be good for the guy to like you too much.
No,
but for
it would
me,
not be.
I've realized that once you like someone, because me, I sometimes I consider and I'm like, but sincerely, Sandra, but why am I, like being too much with this guy or something?
Yeah, you're supposed to like the guy too much because
so I think it's like a default. If you like someone, you're going to definitely like them. Okay, for me, I don't know how to be.
There are some who pretend. Yeah, bye yo.
Man, me, I don't know. I can't pretend with you.
Someone will come and listen to the love language episode now. Then they start picking what to do. Then again, I'm faking game.
But you guys, faking is hard. Eventually, it busts.
Hey, that's how you get your divorces. And that's why there should be that first desire thing before you actually.
And for me, my takeaway would be not everyone is going to be inclined to just these 5 love languages that the researcher penned down. And that's okay for as long as there's a way that with deep down in your heart that this is my way of expressing love. It's not violent. And receiving love, then I think that should be fine. Yeah, that's for starters. Then the other thing is just like times change. There was traditional, then there's modernity has come. So we need to like evolve. Even if you're not a believer of love languages, like at least try to learn, because these days you realize that there's so much domestic violence. Sometimes I want to believe, okay, besides the foundation being shaky, also those other small things were not in place, Someone is going to be like, I have conflict. The woman is nagging. Yeah. She yells too much. Actually, it's not the nagging that's the problem. There's a deeper issue. Maybe it's in the way you're showing her love. She's nagging because she doesn't feel seen, she doesn't feel appreciated, she doesn't feel cared for. So if your touch, acts of service is lacking, it's going to amount to nagging or frustration. So I think it's okay to like understand your partner and evolve. Meet them, love them the way they feel they're best seen, heard, valued, cared for, and supported. And in that, also the other person also should be able to do that. My biggest challenge is sometimes when you go out of the way and do those things for someone, the other person takes it for granted. But yeah, let's.
Should you expect something in return, or you just do these things out of love?
No, you do them because for harmony. I don't want to be in a relationship whereby tuyomba. Nzola want to know this. I think my biggest, what I would call kuyomba for me was silent treatment of 1 week. 1 week, it felt like 10 years. Banange. That 1 week of silence, I was not really like fighting. What? We just disagreed on something and 1 week silence. You know? So for me, it felt like we have quarreled of many years. Yeah. So I think, just we learn each other and do the things that make us happy. And also we shall have like a better relationship. And I think also that if you learn these love languages, it will be like a way of reducing conflict in a relationship.
Yeah.
So that would be like my...
Or you just go for the girls who genuinely like you.
But do you realize that even someone who genuinely likes you, you're doing something, you're going to do an act of service, you're going to do a touch, there is no way you're going to miss out.
Yeah, you'll do those things. They'll just come out naturally because of that, you know? The genuine desire.
Kale, that was it from us to you. Tell us in the comment section how you express and receive love. Or was it molded by your upbringing and childhood? Do you even believe in upbringing and childhood? Or was it your personality? We don't know, but tell us in the comment section. We love you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos. For those of us who have subscribed, thank you for loving us, and we love you too. Bye.
Do you believe in personality traits?
Personality traits. Munangi. They are there, but